So this is a move that requires quite a bit of flexibility, and if you haven't warmed up properly, you could get quite a bad injury. So you really have to make sure you're warm and ready to do it. So the best way to start practicing this move is to go over to the barrier. Now before I'm going to start lifting my leg up, I'm going to check that it's safe around me. What I don't want to do is stand here, lift my leg, and someone to skate past and get caught on my blade. That's something you really want to avoid. Same, you don't want to stand here and lift your leg. If someone's behind you skating that way, they're going to skate straight into it. It can be dangerous. I'm going to practice holding onto the barrier like that for a bit of stability. And what you want to do is put all of your weight on the foot you're going to be standing on. Here I'm going to be standing on my left leg. And I'm going to lower my body forwards, and at the same time I'm going to lift my leg up. Happens at once. So I lower and I lift. And if you notice, I keep looking forwards the whole time I'm doing it. You don't want to get used to looking down like that as you do it. You have to check where you're going. So I'm going to use my core muscles here. You don't want to be relaxed here because you'll just flop down and you'll have no control. I'm working hard with the abdominals in order to stabilize the position. And I feel like I lift up and I'm solid, and then I dip my body and lift my leg at the same time. Another thing you want to make sure you do is that when you lift your leg is turned out like that. You don't want it turned in. It makes for a very ugly looking spiral. You want the foot turned out so you can get a nice line. Nothing looks worse than seeing someone do a forward spiral and their foot turned in like that. So once you've got used to doing this move over by the barrier, you want to then try doing it away from the barrier. So of course, I'm going to be skating with a bit of speed here. What you don't want to do is catch your toe pick. If you're leaning down here and you've caught your toe pick, you're going to lose a few teeth, and you don't want to do that. So as I do my spiral and I lower my body and lift my leg, I want to think that I'm pressing my weight a little towards the back of the blade. That way, if I have my weight towards the back, there's no worry about me catching the toe pick, or if you're in hockey skates, of just rolling straight over onto your front. So I take up a bit of speed, like this. I prepare, engage my abdominal muscles, I lift my leg and lower my body. So when you do a forward spiral, you really want to make sure you look good when you do it. You see a lot of people, and what they do is they have their foot turned in and their free leg bent in a position like that. What you want to do is make sure that leg is locked out and turned out like that. So you have a nice open line, not closed like this. Another thing you want to make sure is that your body, upper body, stays facing the direction you're going. You don't want to be twisted like that, twisted this way. You don't want to round your back over like that as well. You see a lot of people, they'll take up some speed, they'll round their back and bend their free leg and do something that looks like this. It doesn't look good. So a few final points you want to consider when doing this forward spiral is your ankle. It wants to remain upright like this. You don't want it to rock this way, you don't want it to rock that way, because it'll be really hard to hold it. Another thing, your standing leg. Your standing leg is not locked out completely like that. It's very hard to control with my leg locked out like this, but it's not bent like that. It's almost straight, but it has a slight bend in it. Not too much. It's barely visible with my trousers on, but it's not locked out there. Another thing you want to think of is that your weight has to be completely over the foot you're going to stand on. If you push onto it and you leave your weight a bit here, as soon as you try and lift up, you're going to fall over to the inside. Additionally, if I push onto my left foot, but I've put my weight out there, I'm going to fall over to the outside. Your weight has to be very strongly over the foot you want to stand on.